Last week we discussed the vertex form of a parabola. This week we are discussing the standard form of a parabola. This form is the one you are most familiar with from factoring. So the two things we need to search for first whenever we are graphing a parabola in standard form is the axis of symmetry. And this is the way we solve for it. X equals negative b all over 2a. We just plug in our b and our a, and it'll give us a line. So right here would be our axis of symmetry. Now, to get our vertex, we take our x value and we plug it back in to get our y value to get our vertex, that is the highest or the lowest point, this one being 1, -4. So let's try a couple examples together. Take the time to write it down. You just need some type of paper to put it on. The first problem is saying find the axis of symmetry and the vertex for this function. So step 1 is define your axis of symmetry. Your axis of symmetry is x equals negative b all over 2a. It is a line. You need the x equals. Your a is 4, your b is 56, and your c is 192. So x equals negative 56 all over 2 times a of 4. X equals negative 56 all over 8. X equals negative 7. So our axis of symmetry is x equals negative 7. It is a line. Our next step is to find the vertex. We use this axis of symmetry to find the y value because x equals negative 7. So I know my x value of the vertex is negative 7. I need the y. So I can find the y by taking my function and plugging in negative 7 everywhere I see an x, since our x is negative 7. And then we're going to use our order of operations to solve. Negative 7 squared is a positive 49, so 4 times 49, plus 56 times negative 7 plus 192. 4 times 49 is 196 plus, minus 392 plus 192. Now we're going to add all those numbers up, and I get a negative 4. So the y value of my vertex is negative 4. And I just found my axis of symmetry and my vertex. We try another one together. Find the axis of symmetry and the vertex. So step 1 is to always find your axis of symmetry, which would be x equals negative b all over 2a. My a is 1, because it's invisible. My b is 2, and my c is also 2 here. X equals negative 2 all over 2 times 1. X equals negative 2 divided by 2. X equals negative 1. Your axis of symmetry is a line, so you have to write it as x equals negative 1. The second part is to find your vertex. Your vertex is our x value, and we plug it back in to get our y. So f of, you can just put the negative 1 in when we were evaluating functions. And just solve. Negative 1 squared is 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus 2. 1 minus 2 is negative 1 plus 2 is a positive 1. Our y value is 1. Do not forget that f of x is just a fancy way to say y. They mean the same exact thing, so don't get confused when you see an f of x. Alright, take a second, try the last one by yourself. You can pause it, and then I'm just going to walk through it. Okay, so that is your axis of symmetry and your vertex. Stop by office hours if you have any questions.